So today I want to discuss the Gnostic elements that are hidden within the Old Testament or Jewish Bible, as these Gnostic elements would be hidden within Judaism and Christianity at large, as there were Gnostic Jewish schools of thought, or esoteric mystic Jews, or proto-Gnostic. Now, within Genesis we find two creation stories, these stories both having origins within the Canaanite religions. The first Genesis story of mankind coming together having older elements from El Elyon worship. Now, the later story would derive from multiple god worship of the Elohim and would be more Yahweh doministic. And in turn, we have man coming first and then later woman. And then the later explanation of Lilith being Adam's first wife to pass off the older myth of the first Genesis, which derives from El being the supreme creator. So, let's show you these texts, explain the Gnosticism within it, esoteric knowledge, so you get a better glimpse at these texts. Let's begin. Now I want to point out something from the first of Genesis, Genesis 1 to 1.2. This is from the Septuagint, translated to English. We have here, in the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth, or can translate to land. And in the case of heavens, can also translate to air, to the sky itself, or even the universe, if you will, or the heavenly realms. Now, we also find here, but the earth was unseen and unready, and darkness was upon the abyss, or the deep, and the Spirit of God, Spirit of God, bore upon the water, as the is added in to make a better sentence within English. So, this in the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth, or land, meaning the beginning of creation. First, the heavens being the universe, or even in a modern sense, a possible universe within universes, as we still don't know the answers of the universe, and for all we know, this universe could be a universe within a universe. We don't know. Now, this can imply the levels of heaven theologically and philosophically, and this can also mean the sky and air. Then God creates the earth or land afterwards. So we have here, but the earth was unready though, and unseen, meaning the earth was not ready for human life, and unseen by humans, only seen by God and the angels, or the Elohim, sons of El, or the gods. And darkness was upon the abyss, or the void, or the deep, in reference to chaos, or raging waters not inhabitable for humans, thus chaos. So we have a place that is of land, not of the water, though life coming out of this chaos from the order of God, thus being, and the Spirit of God bore upon the water, meaning God brings order. The Spirit of God being the Holy Spirit, Sophia, the divine feminine, and chaos being pure masculine, so the divine masculine and feminine in union, and this is order. I want you to shift your attention to Psalms 8.4 to 5, as we find here mankind's intended purpose. What is a man? In Hebrew, this would be, what is a Adam? And in Greek, what is a human? Or man, mankind, humanity. So, a human. That you think of them, or him, it, or she. Now, because the Abrahamic faith would become male dominated, they would always place him instead of she or them, to loosen the power and role of women leadership and women authority within the said religious movements. So let's continue. That you think of them, mere man, so mere mankind, mere humans, that you take care of them, yet you made them inferior only to yourself. You crowned them with glory and honour. So, what is a human that you think of, meaning nothing exists outside of the mind of God, that thought everything into existence, and in some traditions spoke or sang existence into existence. This also represents the higher mind that we possess above the animals. an inner realm. This is the image of God's mind, the ability to create. Now man only being inferior to God, meaning mankind wasn't originally meant to be servants or slaves of God, unlike other religious beliefs where mankind was made to serve the gods as a type of slave labour. Rather, we were meant to be higher angels and co-creators with God. But we as humanity fell from God's grace and forgot our divine purpose and rebelled against God. Now, theologically, this can refer to the worshipping of fallen angels, lesser gods over the Most High God, or worshipping archons or demons, etc. Symbolically, worshipping kings, politicians, the ego, carnal desires, and the material world and our material desires over God. So we as humans worship something, whether our phones, our desires. We should shape this attention to God and into bettering ourselves. So now I want you to look at Numbers 16.22. Here we find in the Septuagint, the God of the Spirit or spirits, more likely the God of Spirit, and all of flesh. And in 27.16 of Numbers, Lord, or translates to Master, O God. So Lord, O God, or Master, O God. Of the Spirit and all flesh, or of the spirits and all flesh. So this means that God is the source of all life, and through God, or our spirit in the image of God, made by God, we live, breathe, walk, and do all things. Also meaning God is within all things, and the force of life, and that we are all its children, being children of God, something that Jesus would understand and teach. So now I want you to shift your attention to Exodus 3.13 within the Greek Septuagint and later the Hebrew text. First the Greek, ego, imi, ha imi, being, and God said to Moses, I am the one being, or I am the one I am. And in Hebrew, ehe asher ehe. So this word, ehe, coming from El Elyon, meaning the force of all forces, the source of all, being to be. So this word that you're taking in Hebrew, to be, making it imperfect or plural or unpronounceable or unrecognizable, meaning God is unknowable and just is. This word will be later shifted into the Yahweh's cult that would replace El Elyon, the Most High God, with Yahweh. So these are very Gnostic elements that were hidden within the text. So God bless all you fantastic miracles full of abundance. Thank you for joining me here on this discussion, and I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic night, and a fantastic life. Blessings and God bless.